Hey guys, Mike Hansel and Small Arms Pistol Academy. Sorry about my mess in the background. Disregard that. Today, what we're going to talk about is how to actually unload a firearm. So you can see that there is no ammo inside my chamber. There's also no magazine in my magazine well. But what I'm going to do is take these dummy rounds right here. These are completely fake, so if I pull the trigger, I'm not really going to have an accident or anything. And I'm going to load up this firearm. Now, as far as unloading the gun, the first thing you have to do is release your magazine. So on the side of the gun, it has a magazine release switch. So all I'm going to do is press that button, let gravity do its action, and it drops out my magazine. Now, for this one, there is a drilled hole up here. And if you look in there, you can see that there's something shiny in there. So I know that there's a round inside my chamber. The other thing I could do is pull back just a little bit, and you could see that there is something in there. So that's what we call a press check. But because I know there is something in here because I just loaded it, all I'm going to do is work my action so I can eject that round. Alright, so that round did fall out, but look at the configuration of the gun. We would hope that somehow there's not another round in here, but I want to visually and physically inspect that chamber to ensure there's nothing in here. So this time, I'm going to just pull my slide to the rear and lock it. And when I do that, now I can actually have that access window through that ejection port and verify there's nothing inside my chamber, and also look inside that magazine well to ensure that there's no round just laying in there somehow that could, potentially get loaded back in there. So cool. It is completely unloaded. Now it would be safe if I want to tear the gun down or anything like that. I could play around with it and strip it apart so I could clean it, lubricate it, whatever I was doing. But let's say I have my magazine back inside the gun. I work my action, so there is a round in my chamber, and I fail to take my magazine out of the gun, and I work the action. Alright, you can see a round did fly out of there, but this time I'm going to do a press check so you guys can actually see. Inside here, you can see there is actually a round still inside here. The reason why is because I never released my magazine, and because there was more cartridges inside here, all I did was replace the one that was inside my chamber with the next cartridge from my magazine. So again, revisiting how to do it the proper way: press your magazine release, mag falls out. Work your action, so I could pull it back, or let's say I actually want to catch this. What I could do is place my hand over top of it, pull it to the rear, and here's my cartridge right here. Now, when I operated it, I also locked my slide right here with that switch up to the rear. So now I could visually and physically inspect that entire well or that chamber and verify there's nothing inside that chamber right now. So pretty cool. As far as catching it, if this falls on the ground, even if the ground is slightly wet or something like that, don't worry about it. Pick up that round after it hits the ground, and it's still okay to utilize. Now, if it was out there for a week or something and it's been raining, no, I wouldn't try to shoot it. But if it just hit the ground, you load it back inside your magazine and you go back to shooting, it's going to be fine. It's not going to be destroyed. So feel free to pick those up. Another bonus when you do that is whoever mows that range isn't going to be driving over, a live cartridge on the ground and hit it with a mow deck or something. So definitely pick up those if they are on the ground. But yeah, if you do find it, go ahead, load it back in your magazine. It's still a good cartridge. I hope that kind of answered some of your questions. We're kind of revisiting some of the basic stuff because we've had a lot of feedback and people wanted to know exactly how to load or unload things, how to actually adjust sights. So we should be doing a lot more how-to videos for those basic stipulations so you know how to actually do those. Leave a comment, hit subscribe, turn that alert notification on. All that stuff helps us beat the algorithm. I appreciate it, guys. Take care.